I welcome to this session all. This side I am Shrenik and the today's session is about how to perform some calculations in Excel as well as visualize the records in Excel. I prepared some ready sheets. So on that I will discuss with you making some calculations in Excel. I open this folder Excel session 2 and you can see some files are there. I open this first file calculations and this first file calculations we make some calculations in Excel. To make calculations we use the equal to symbol first. In Excel we create the table like this and in that table we write the data, the medicine name, manufacturing date, expiry date, some data we prepare. Sometimes the data is of the patient. In your case specially I am discussing like as a just as a the records which helpful to you. Okay, so maybe the records you deal with the medicines, the patient records, the doctor staff records, or some clinical research records. So here we prepare that records. The first we have to prepare the record, and second step is you select this table and you press a one shortcut button. That shortcut button is Control T. So when you press Control T, so that it asks me that are you want to convert this to the data table. So you can see the equal, that tick mark sign, it asks me that my table has headers or not. You can see the table has headers. I check this on and I'm clicking on OK. After that this table get converted to a particular banded rows and headers also highlighted in the blue color. Otherwise you can also change this color scale from the design tab here. Clicking this button you can make some changes. But why to make this table as a data table? Okay, so I keep some notes here. See, I'm going to discuss today first thing as the data tables. Some basic notes here. Some basic notes. The first is data table. So what is data table? Data table is formatted table. Formatted table. First select whole table and press shortcut key Control plus T to convert basic table to data table. Using data table, Excel calculations made easy. That's why we convert the data table. We convert the simple table to data table. So how to identify is it a simple table or a data table? So when you create any table and if you keep that cursor in the table, you can see a new tab appear here, that is called design tab. If I keep my cursor outside, I can't see that tab. If I keep this in the table, I can see the design tab here. Click that design tab. Now you can see some options. You can see the header row option. If you disable, then only for a while you can hide the headings. You can see the total row. Clicking the total row, you can see this prints the total quantities here. No need to calculate. Excel prints the total of the purchased quantity. Next is the banded rows. You can hide or unhide the banded rows. I just zoom the table. I'm pressing the shortcut button Control, and on the mouse I just scroll the wheels, so that's it is magnifying my sheet. Now this is the data here and I can make some basic calculations on this table. Here is the first column. I can make the first column bold. If I want to make some give the more importance to the medicine code, I can here on this first column. Second is the last column. You can see I'm clicking on that, so it highlights me the last column. So here we given some options. One useful option I'll discuss with you. In your routine work, you use that option to identify the records with some filter field. You can see I'm clicking on the button, this one. Now it lists me all the name of vendors, all the name of companies. So I can select whatever the records I want, and then I'm clicking on OK. Excel shows me only that records. So this is the filter record. But this filter record I can use with some more additional properties. Let's say I'm clicking on this date filter and it lists me all the filter like this. So I'm clicking on the date filter and it asks me which filter you want to apply, which records you want, next month, this month, last month. So which records I want, that I can select. I'm clicking on this quarter, so it shows me only this quarter records. I can remove this filter clicking on the same button, clear filter from expiry date. Now here I want to calculate the total amount. Now yesterday, if you remember, I here made a one calculation to make the total amount of the value 190 with the 17. So here I type total. So from you, anyone that you know how to calculate the total, the price is given, purchase the quantity is also given. So here can you calculate the total? In the comment box also you can type, or if possible you can unmute and talk. After this, I'm going to discuss with you some easy properties in Excel that help you to identify records easily. I just repeat the question, that is, here I want to calculate total of all the medicines. So what had to type and get the calculation as a total amount. Okay, so I show you, and I hope I'm audible to you all. So if any voice lag, so just let me know. I'm here going to type is equal to, and after that we type the sale address, right? I type the sale address for $190, that is F2. I press the multiplication sign and then I type, the quantities are 17, so I type G2 and I press enter, and after pressing enter, now see the magic, I no need to autofill, it calculates all the values. So how it happens? This is because of the data table. So if you are using data table, then don't worry here, you no need to drag all the feeds. Data table is automatically going to make the calculations. Even if you add the new record here, then Excel for that new record also going to calculate the same. I'll show you. See, if I type here, it is MDN something is the code, and to the next line I'm going to type the name of medicine. So let's say this is the medicine name. I type the manufacturing date, something here is the date, and the expiry date. So let's say this is the expiry date. Okay, and then next is the company name. So something is the company name, and then is the price. Let's say the price is something here, and some quantities. You can see the calculations done automatically. So this is the data table. This is the example one I discussed with you. What is data table? When you create a data table, it enables the design property here, and you can make some basic calculations just clicking up the options. Here you can name your table. You can name this table as, let's say, medicines as a table name. So I can make the calculations more easy. Now you can see I given the name of table as a medicines, and in the total I am clicking on the price button. So you can see the price sale, it keeps me in the formula. Instead of reading F2 multiplication G2, this is more readable and meaningful formula. After that I type multiplication and I'm clicking on the purchased quantities. So the last example and now the running example difference is this formula is easy to read because of the field names in the formula, and the last formula was we given the cell address like F2 multiplied by G2. So this is the difference. I'm just going to press enter and it prints all the total amounts here. I save this file and later I'm going to share with you. Now while we work with Excel, we are sometimes we stuck on creating the reports. Sometimes we stuck on creating the reports. So basically as a Excel user there are some steps. So you can rate yourself that how you are using the Excel. See the steps here. The Excel is made up of a table, right? So here the step one, that is creating table, working with complex calculations. So what kind of calculations? So you can here perform some calculations like the product calculation or some of the average calculations, relational comparisons. Let's say I given one record of employee and I'm asking for calculate and print how many leave for each employee. So some comparisons you have to do with the dates. So you can compare and print that many days employees not available. So some relational comparisons. This is the step one. In the step 2, we create multiple sheets, and on the multiple sheets here we actually, so I'll go slow. Maybe it happens that the voice lags and that's why you feel it's going fast, but actually I'm with my good speed and still I make it slow again. So thanks for the suggestion, and I'm discussing with you all that how we create our Excel file, and we work simply using some Excel sheets. The yesterday session was on making the Excel file and start some basic calculations and cell formatting. This is the session 2, and in the session 2 the today's session objective is data visualization and creating the reports. For that I am discussing with you some steps in Excel. So the first step I told, we learn to create the table working with some complex calculations like we make the multiplications of many cells, or we calculate and print the average between the all selected row values, or we make some relational comparisons. Second step is we create multiple sheets. Lookup lookup different lookup different results. I here open this file again and see we given some records, right? So in the another worksheet, if here I ask you to enter here a medicine code, you can see here is a one medicine code given. So I'm asking for, I enter medicine code. So this area I am going to enter a medicine code, and after that I want the details to the next fields. Here I want medicine name, company, price, and available quantities. So this area I want to print the details of that medicine, right? So how to do that? This is worksheet number 2 and this is worksheet number 1. So this is the table. I given name for this table is medicines, and this is one another sheet. I double click and I type report. So here is the example one worksheet where I kept source data and another worksheet name is report. So I'm asking for what? Here if I enter any medicine code, let's say MDN 2341, this is the medicine code. So looking this medicine name in the medicine table, I want to print name, company name, price and the purchased quantities. So how to access the records here? So for that in Excel we use a one function and that function name is equal to Vlookup. V means what? Vertical. Lookup means what? Search. Open the bracket and then we pass four parameters. So the VLOOKUP stands vertical lookup and looking a search value in the source data, we are going to print the results. So looking medicine code, the cell I want to print medicine name. Now the first parameter I type this cell address. So this is D2 as medicine code. I give comma. After that the table array. While you work with Excel, Excel suggests you some function parameters making it bold. So on my screen you can see the table array is highlighted. Excel asking you that here you type the table array. So as a first time if you are using this function, so it is in different way. I'm going to discuss this function with you in the different method. Maybe some of you used this function earlier. If anyone used a VLOOKUP earlier, please comment we used. So here I am discussing the VLOOKUP. The first parameter I already type D2. Second parameter is you type medicines. You type medicines, the table name. And after that I give comma. It asks me the column index. So just remember that in the selected table, medicine name present in which column? First column, second column, which column? So I open example 1 and medicine name, if I count, this is the first column, this is the second column, this is the third column, like that. Here we have many columns. So medicine name present in which column? Medicine name present in the second column, right? So in the reports you can see here the third one I'm going to type second. After that I give comma. Now the VLOOKUP last parameter is either true either false. You type false so that the medicine code VLOOKUP function compare exactly, means it should be match exactly same to same in the source data, then only VLOOKUP give you the result. If you type true, then VLOOKUP search the medicine code approximately. I type false. I complete the bracket and I press enter. Excel shows the result #NA. It means not available. The medicine code what I'm going to search is not available. Let me check the medicine code. It is 1138. So I change this with 1138, and after that if I press enter and see, this give me the medicine name as the API XABAN. So I don't know the pronunciation, the spelling, but this is something the medicine name. The next is the company name. I repeat this formula with you. See, I'm going to type the VLOOKUP function, and in that function I look the medicine code into the table medicine, and the column index I provide. Now remember which column is the company name. You can go for the example 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The fifth one is the company name. So this column index I type 5 and then I type false. I hope you understood why to write false, why to write true. So if you understood, please let me know, and still if you wish to repeat, I can repeat this formula, and see the VLOOKUP function is ready. I press enter and Excel prints looking the medicine name, the company name it prints. The same I follow here is equal to VLOOKUP. I select the medicine code. I here type medicine and I give comma. The column index and name I give it is 5 and then I type false. I remember it is not 5. The column index I give 6. The 6 is the price and the 7 is the quantities. I again type the function and then I select the medicine code. After that the table array name is the medicines, and after that I give the column index 7 and then false and press enter. Okay, so this is, you can see, looking the medicine code, Excel here prints the matching records. Now in the source data, here is our medicine 1718. So if I search 1718, then Excel gives me the results for the new medicine, and it also prints the company price and available quantities like this. Now here I am going to print the manufacturing and expiry date, manufacturing date and expiry date. So before proceeding, I like to know from you, this formula you understood? Please yes or no in the comment box. So I just proceed with the next formula, print manufacturing date or expiry date. So if just if you open the chat box and if you type yes or no, so I able also to understand that I'm going good, and I process with the next function to print manufacturing date and the expiry date. Yeah, thanks. So this is, I'm now going to discuss with you how to print manufacturing date and expiry date. Actually, this is more interesting with VLOOKUP. Why? Because this I make some visualization here. Okay, so here concentrate how I calculate. I just type is equal to VLOOKUP like the previous. I'm looking for this code. I give comma. I type the medicines as the table name, and see, while you type your medicines as the table name, Excel is going to suggest you, are you searching for this? So yes, I searching for the medicines, and using the navigation keys you can press up and down button to select that the proper name, and you press the tab key. Here you press the tab key, so it auto completes the spelling. I know some medicine names, they are quite complex to write and as well read. Okay, so what we have to do is, when we type any name here, okay, so Excel is suggesting me that name. With the help of up and down arrow keys, I can select and press the tab key, so Excel is going to complete that spelling. After that I give comma and the manufacturing date present in the third column, I know that, and then I type false and I press enter. So Excel prints the date in the form of proper Excel format. So actually there is a date, but Excel here prints the general format. You can see here is the general. So if you see something, the number starts with the 4, of course it is a date, but Excel, why it is printing with the value 43988? It is a one coded date. So you have to format that value. So I press Ctrl 1, and then from the date category I change this to the date format, and you can see it prints the date format as 6 June 2020. I want to print here the manufacturing date, so sorry, the expiry date. I look for the value medicine code in the table medicines, and the column is 4th, and then I type false. Now for this also I need to format the date. Now one easy step I can make is I select date which is already formatted, and here you can see we given some options, and if you find the format as a painter option, so select that button. Now you can see the icon changes to the brush icon. So if you click on another cell, so Excel make the format of selected cell like same. So the step is, this is red color, and if I'm clicking on format and if I'm clicking on any another cell, so Excel makes that cell as well as a red color. So you can just copy format of the selected cell. Now this is done. So if I replace any medicine code, let's say 2298, if I make this 2298, then Excel prints the another medicine detail. Now what I have to search is, if any medicine name, okay, listen carefully, if any medicine expiry date is in the coming 20 days, then I want to highlight that medicine date. So this is the date 5th August, and is this the date in the coming 20 days? Yes. So now I want to highlight this date. How to do that? Now for that we are going to discuss today data visualization. Directly I will not explain you how to highlight this date with some color, but I can explain you using some files. So here is some files. The calculations is the one file. Like that, the second file is Excel data conditional formatting. I double click this file, and now this file I am going to discuss with you the concept called data visualization. So just give me a minute so I clear the rules, and then I explain you why it is helpful in the routine Excel work, mostly for the uh, mostly for you as the profession doctor. I am going to explain this rule, conditional formatting rule. So if anyone you know what is conditional formatting, you type in the comment box, and then I continue this session here. One, I know that the data sheets not available your side. Okay, I can email now immediately, so you can share with you. Okay, so I'll share you one link. So clicking that link also, you immediately can download and continue with me. Okay, so I give you one link, and just click that link. So you also side by side can learn with me. You can do practicals with me. Give me just a minute. I here upload the file and share you the link. So this file and this file, the three files I am going to discuss with you. So this is the file I am going to discuss. Let me remove some conditional rules first, and then I share this with you. Okay. So I request all, in the comment box I sent a one link. So clicking that link, you able to download the file, and along with me you also can side by side do the practical. Okay. Now the file I already sent with you. So I give a minute and you download the file. It is just of few KB. So immediately you can download, and along with me you all can practical. And this is the good thing that along with me if you are doing. Okay, I thought you are actually attending on mobile phones, some people you are attending in the lecture room, so maybe you don't have that resources to use this file, so that's why I not shared, but it's good that if you are doing side by side. Okay, so once you download, just let me know, and I here explain you the thing what is conditional formatting. One theory I'll discuss until you download. In Excel, we create the files, and you can, you know that some Excel files, the users click on the button and side by side it makes some changes in the charts. Okay, so it also populates some records with some new changes, so that is called as a dashboard. That dashboard we prepare to the last session at the in the last session, and that is something depends on the today's session. So the today's session is the conditional formatting, and how to use this conditional formatting. So the conditional formatting, you need some data first. So along with the four example, after these four examples, I have many records. So on that records, I'm going to discuss with you how to use the data visualization tool. So see some examples given here. The first example is numbers. Okay, this file is file2 excel conditional formatting. So you open this file, and I hope you download, and you open the file2. So I'm using the excel version 2016. So in your machine, if your version is 2013 2016, then you can also make here practical with the conditional formatting. So I select these all the cells, and the question here is given, format the background color of numbers which are greater than 400. So this is the very easy question. I am clicking this icon conditional formatting, and there we given some options. So don't focus all the options, just go for the first one, highlight the cell rules, and now you define your criteria. The question given is format the background color of numbers which are greater than 400. So the criteria is about comparing value with greater than. That's why I select the option greater than. Now what value here to compare? I click this dialog and keep somewhere here, and see the greater than 400 is the equation. So I type greater than 400. So here I can choose the different cell color. I can choose light red fill, or yellow fill color, green fill color. So I can choose here any color. I like to select red fill, and I'm clicking on OK. So if any value is greater than 400, Excel highlights immediately. Let's say the value 481, I make this 250. Now the value 250 is less than 400, right? So that's why Excel shows it in a white color. Let's say the value 300, I change it to 800. So 800 is greater than 400. That's why Excel shows you in the red color. Similar question here again, that change the background color of cities contains the letter yes. I repeat this same example again. So I select this cells. You also along with me select the cells. Okay, and after that After that, I'm clicking on the option conditional formatting, and then I'm clicking on highlight the cell rules. After that, here I have to define my criteria. So the question is format background color of numbers which are greater than 400. So I first select the option conditional formatting, and then from the highlight cell rules I select greater than, and the value I type 400. So the value, if it is greater than 400, then that only I want to format with some color scale. So I'm clicking on this option, and I can choose any color like yellow color, like green color, okay, like red color. So I choose the red color, and I'm clicking on OK. So that's why Excel add some color rules on the selected cells. I wait for 2 minutes because some people you still downloading the files, right? So anyone if done, in the comment box you type it's working, okay, and uh, we can continue with the example cities. Yes, good. So I'm going to discuss with you second example, and the second example is also similar like the comparison greater than. Change the background color of cities contains letter S. Now completely I'm not going to solve this. Okay, this is challenge for you that you change the background color of cities contains the letter S. So the step is select the cells, then you go for option conditional formatting, select the option highlight cell rules, and now you please search what have to select to change the background color of that cities contains the letter S. And that option is text that contains, right? And here I type only the letter S. I change the color to yellow color, and I'm clicking on OK. Now if any city name I change with the adding letter S, let's say this is Delhi, I change this city name to, let's say, uh, something. The city name contains the letter S, so it changes to yellow color. And the city name which already contains the letter S, I remove that city name and I type something new. Let's say this is Rajkot, so it not shows me the yellow color. This is the second example. Now consider you change the color yellow, but now I want to change the color. Instead of yellow I want the blue color. How to do that? So in the conditional formatting you can see one option called manage rules. So from the manage rules, here you can see the option first rule. You click that cell, and you here click on edit. Now the rule, what is rule? The rule is format only cells with specific text containing letter S. So yes letter may contain at the first position, second position, third, any position. If the text contains S as a text anywhere in the world, so the color changes to yellow. But my requirement now is I want blue color. So I click on the format option, and you can see here options given. I want to change the background color, so I'm clicking on the fill, and now I can select a color like blue, and I click apply. Now you can see the background color changes to blue instead of yellow. What are the steps? Select the cells, conditional formatting, manage the rules. Now select the rule, click on edit rules, and now click the option format, and here you select your favorite color. I like this one. I click OK. I click again OK, and then I click apply, and then I click OK, and you can see the background color changes to blue color. Here is the next numbers. Again the numbers given. I select this also. The question is format numbers, change font effect to bold if numbers are between 1 to 300. So now here, how to format the cells, the numbers which are between 1 to 300. For that I select conditional formatting. I'll click highlight cell rules, and there is a one option called between. Okay, I'm clicking on the button between. Now between what? 1 to 300. I type here 1, this I type 300, and what is the criteria that the font effect make bold? So is there any option to make bold? No option for bold, but here is one option, custom format. I am clicking on that button, custom format, and in the option called font, you can see there is a one bold option. Okay, there is a one bold option. I am clicking on OK, and then I am again clicking on OK. So that's it. It shows me the numbers in bold, the numbers which are between 1 to 300. So all people, if you understood, please type yes, and otherwise I can repeat the same. Yep. So I repeat the conditional formatting again. Some steps I here also like to keep as a note for you, what is conditional formatting and how it works, right? So here I type a note, that is conditional formatting is to format cells, changing color to red, changing color to changing color, or applying font effects font effects font effects with criteria. And what are the steps? The first step is select source data. Second step is conditional formatting. Third step is define criteria. Fourth step is select type conditional values and choice cell format. Okay, like color or font, and that's it. So this is how you can do conditional formatting. Now I am going to repeat the last one, how to apply the bold effect to the selected cells. So in the conditional formatting, I am clicking the option highlight cell rules, then I select the option between, and here you type 1 to 300. After that, here I am searching for the option bold, but there is no option called bold. I click on custom format here, and then in the option fonts I select bold, and I am clicking OK. So after that I am again clicking OK. So this is how you can make the text bold if the value is between 1 to 300. Now I cross check with the value 747. If I type this as 250, it changes to bold. Also I check with the 67. I change this value to 700, so it makes normal. So this is the first sheet of conditional formatting, and here I given the steps. So I save this file, and also later I am going to share this with you along with the recorded session. Here is the example 2, and this example 2 is also quite challenging. This is ABC online sales market. the values given you can see for the years 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014 to 2016. Now what is the equation? That the values 2011, the sales market shares are $10. For 2012 it is $2300. For 2013 there is some value, some values given, right? So here I first want to find the minimum value and the maximum value. So how to find minimum and maximum? For that I type is equal to MIN, and in the bracket I select the cells like this and I complete the bracket. Along with me if you are doing the practical, so after typing is equal to MIN, you type done. So this MIN is a function which give a value which is minimum. Like this is equal to max is a one another function. Max function prints maximum looking all the values. So here I am going to type is equal to MIN, and in the bracket I select the values. So this is going to print the minimum value. I press enter, this prints the minimum. I type is equal to max, and in the bracket I select again all the values. So I select the all cells and I complete the bracket. So I'm now going to print enter. I press enter, it prints the maximum as 900,000. So this is $9 lakh. So I'm getting the minimum and maximum. Now my next job is highlight the minimum cell with red color, maximum cell with the green color. So that's why I select these all the cells, conditional formatting, highlight the cell rules, and I'm going to select the option equal to. I'm going to select the option equal to. I wait for you. You first calculate minimum cells, maximum cells, and after that you here select the cells B4 up to G4, and then conditional formatting, highlight the cell rules. The option you have to select is equal to. The equal to is the option, and after clicking the equal to, it is asking me that format cells that are equal to what. So I erase the value and I select the minimum cell. So I want to format the cell the value matching minimum, and that color I want is red color. So I'm clicking on OK. So this is what how can I can highlight the cells matching very minimum value in the red color. Again I select the same. In the conditional formatting, highlight the cell rules. I select the option again equal to. Okay, I repeat the steps. I select the cells, then I'm clicking the option conditional formatting, and from the option highlight the cell rules, I select the option equal to, and now I select maximum cells. So you can see maximum cells cell address comes in the formula box, and now I select the color scale green color and I'm clicking on OK. So later some changes, let's say this is not 10, this is 800. So the now minimum is $100. That's why $100 Excel shows me in red color. Let's say the value 9 lakh, instead it is 78 only. That's why 78 shows me in red, while 80,000 it shows me in green color. So if anyone not understood or not done yet, so I wait 2 minutes and I can explain it again. Okay, so in a minute I'll explain this again. So still you can do it once again. So the steps are, you first select the cells. After that, from the conditional formatting, you first select the option equal to, and then you complete the highlighting cell rules. So I'll do from very scratch. I delete this as well. From the conditional formatting, I clear the rules. Now see how to find minimum and maximum. I type is equal to MIN, and in the bracket I select these all the cells. Now I complete the bracket like this, and I press enter. So then is the maximum. I type is equal to max, and in the bracket I select all these cells. So how this is useful to you? Let's say you are working on your own records and you want to highlight that cell records which is very max and which is very low. So maybe your data is about the medicine names or patient records. So you can select the cells, and after that with the min and max function you can highlight which one is max and which one is low. Because I know when we work with tremendous amount of records, it's really hard to identify a single record. So this is the answer. You highlight that cells with the color. So first you find the minimum, second you find the maximum, and then the next job is select the cells, conditional formatting, highlight the cell rules, and see the options. I select the option equal to, and then the value here you select the cell address which is minimum like this. So Excel is going to look value 78 in the selected cells and highlight this with the color red. So I want the color red, so I keep this as it is and I'm clicking the button OK. The next is I want to highlight with the 80,000 as in a green color. So I select these all the cells, and from the option conditional formatting, highlight the cell rules. I select the option equal to, and this is here. I'm going to select the max cells, and the max cells I want to see in a green color. So this is I read it. I means this is so easy to read with the open eye. Means easily I can identify which is max and which is mean. I no need to compare the cell values manually. So I just look the table and in a second I can say this is minimum, this is maximum. So this is possible because of conditional formatting. So here the steps given already, that how you can highlight the cells. Okay, so this is the second example, and so if you done, please type done, and I explain you how this is useful on the medicine records, right? So I save this file as well so I can share with you. Okay, so this is, I feel, interactive session. Your response is much appreciated here. And now here I am clicking on the file, the previous one we are working on. You can see the example one we done the medicines, and the report we are here making calculations, and my question was left, that is the manufacturing and the expiry date given. And this is I want to highlight. My question was the expiry date, if it is in the coming 20 days, I want to highlight this in a red color. So now this is quite complex as well, because the formula how to edit in the conditional formatting, that you are now going to do as a first time. So I select the option expiry date, conditional formatting. I'll go for highlighting cell rules, and you can see here the option is date occurring. Here the option is date occurring. So I can select the date like this. It is saying what? That yesterday, today, tomorrow, in the last 7 days, last week, this week, next week, last month, this month, next month. Options are given. But where is the option in the coming 20 days? There is no option, right? So if I select the in the last 7 days, then what? I'm clicking on OK. So let me select here something a color. Let me choose the green color. Oh, it is the expiry date, right? So I select the red color and I'm clicking on OK. But this is checking for in the previous 7 days, not the next 20 days. Just apply that, and after you go for manage the rules. You can see here is the rule. It is last 7 days. I select that and I click edit, and after the edit, now you can see here is the date occurring, and here is the in the last 7 days. Okay, there is no option given for the coming 20 days. I cancel this as well. I delete this rule. I delete this rule and I click OK. Now this question arises that how to solve. So I'm clicking on the conditional formatting. Using these options, it is not possible to highlight the date if it is in the coming 20 days. For that, I select the option more rules. I select the option more rules. and you can see use a formula to determine which cell to format. I select the last option, use a formula to determine which cells to format. And now here I am going to type a one custom formula. I keep this here. What I am going to type is equal to, I type a one function called day, and there I type a one another function called today. You please carefully read this formula. This might be helpful to you. So I am going to type is equal to day in the bracket another function called today. So only read the today. Today means what? The current system date. So on my system, if you read the date, it is 21st July. Day is a function separates day part from the selected date. So today function gives me answer 21st July. Day function gives me answer 21st. I here type, this is the function here. Let me erase this, and if I directly type is equal to, I select this date. This is the expiry date, and then I type minus, and then I type today. Then I type today. So I told you today is a function gives me today's date. So I subtract 5th August minus today's date. So this is going to answer me the difference between two dates in the days. So it comes around 15 days. Okay. So I compare this with greater than, oh sorry, it is less than equal to 20 or not. So you all people, if you understood this formula, then type yes, otherwise I repeat the same. The formula is about the expiry date. If it is in the coming 20 days, then I want to highlight the date in a red color. So today is the 21st, so in the coming 20 days the expiry date is there. So that's why I first subtract the 5th August from the today's date. So around 15 days I'll get, and of course 15 means it is in the coming 20 days. And after that I'm clicking on the button format, and this is the option fill. I change the color to red. Okay, I change the color to red, and I'm clicking on OK, and after that again I'm clicking on OK, and you can see it is highlighting in a red color because the expiry date is in coming 20 days. I changed the medicine code to check with some other medicines. So for August, and then for October is here, it is 2153. So I change this to 2153. Now it is not highlighting the color because of the date is not in the coming 20 days. How I done this? First I select the date, conditional formatting, then the highlight cell rules, then the more rules, and after that I select the option use formula to determine which cells to format, and here I type formula is equal to the expiry date minus today. So today means the today's date, it is 21st July, and after subtraction I am getting answer in the number of days that I compare with less than or equal to 20, and I change the background color to red color, and then I am clicking on OK. After that again I am clicking on OK button. So that is how I done the equation. So this today's session is whole and soul about how I can highlight the cell rules. One last and very interesting example I want to discuss with you. This file I save, okay, and one another file I want to share with you, that is the file 3. In the file 3 the data is given. You can see this is a very large amount of data. Okay, this is about the employee code, employee first name, last name, and this data also contains the location, also contains the project start date, on which technology the project starts, who is handling this project, and what is the cost of the project. So everything is given here. So I want to create a one report that contains technology wise on a particular location how much cost is invested for the project, and see how complex it is. Okay, So my question is, for the particular technology to the location, how much project cost is invested? So how to do that? Okay, I do in a 2 minutes only, but I explain you in the tomorrow session again. I just use a one Excel tool. Okay, don't worry, I'm tomorrow going to explain you how it works, but today, in just to show you the report, I'm doing fast. See, this is the technology and location is here. I drag the location here, so I can see all the locations here. So that location also I can keep this side, and the technologies I keep this side, and after that the project cost I drag to the values. And you can see, for the technology called cloud, investment in Bangalore is about 50,000, in Chennai it is 25,000, in Dubai it is 25,000. Like this I can read the records. So you all people, this is how complex to read, right? Means if I ask you which is the minimum investment and which is the maximum investment, so this is hard to tell, but I can make this simple. I select these all the cells, and from the option home, from the conditional formatting, I select the option color scale, and I change this color to something this one. And now you can easily tell me that which is max and which is less. So the max is of course in the dark color, less is in the very dull color. So this is, you can see, a very dark. That's why the amount 1,80,000 in Singapore investment is very big, and the amount in these three, it is very less. For these grand totals also, I am doing something. In the home tab, I am clicking on the conditional formatting, and using the data bars, I just choose a data bar, and again I can read easily that for the record DevOps, the total is more than 9 lakh, it is 10 lakh something, and for the C++ it is only 49,000. So how I done this? This is called a one feature in Excel, that is pivot table, and using that I can easily create a report. Okay, tomorrow we continue the same to visualize the records. Okay, there are many tools in the pivot table and slicer. So in the tomorrow session I discuss with you how it works. You can see, this is how I can filter the records. Clicking the female, male, it gives me the visualize the records. So I already shared this file with you. The tomorrow session I continue. So thanks for joining today, and I hope you all enjoyed this session as well. And tomorrow we take at 3 p.m. Thanks for joining again.